While the Panthers, especially Cam Newton, have struggled to start the year, that hasn't stopped Bill Belichick from treating Cam as a serious threat.
I think when you're talking about mobile quarterbacks, guys that are tough to handle, tackle, can throw, run, make good decisions, can beat in a lot of, I would put Newton at the top of the list. He can do a lot of different things, beat in a lot of different ways. We saw that in the game down there in 13. I would put him at the top of the list. Not saying the other guys aren't a problem, because they are. But he'd be public enemy number one.
All right, Kyle Harder, you buying Belichick is actually worried about facing Cam Newton?
Belichick's worried about everybody. That's why he's Belichick. Great people worry about everybody. They're paranoid. One of the first, they are. Great people.
I get criticized for being paranoid.
No,
Go ahead. That's great when it's Belichick.
No, but Andrew Grove created one of the first tech companies, the big ones, Intel. And Andrew Grove had a saying that's one of my favorite sayings. Be paranoid. They do want your job. And it is a great motivator. It's why Alabama plays as a 40-point favorite or a dog, which they rarely are, play the same way. Great people are a little bit paranoid. Belichick is, and that's why you get the same performance level out of New England virtually every week.
I think his comment works two ways. I think you're right. There's some paranoia in taking everybody serious. But I also think he's cleverly saying in the most inoffensive way possible, and it's what I've always disagreed with Cam Newton about. He put public enemy number one on his chest and on his back, and it's inappropriate for a quarterback to do that. You want to go run around in the jungle and play with the lions and all that stuff, and that's what the defense is. It's the jungle and everybody. And Cam wanted to run out there because he's 6'6" and 260. I can go play in the jungle. And he wanted to be public enemy number one, and look what's happening to Cam Newton. The beating that he's taking from running around in the jungle is starting to pay a price, and he's not the same guy, and he's not going to have the kind of career he wanted. So I do think what you're saying is accurate, but I also think Bill Belichick is being a little bit clever. You want to be public enemy number one?
Let me tell you.
Don't plan on a long career.
I love Bill Belichick because he's like this. But this is what he's saying in his meeting. Look, this guy is having a problem this year. He's inconsistent. He's going to overthrow. He's going to underthrow. We're going to take advantage of it. But from the public, well, yes, he's one of the best guys, birded by everybody. and he makes great decisions. But really, he's not. I think about when the Patriots played the Rams last year. You know what he talked about? They asked him about our football team. Have you seen Johnny Hecker, that punter? Have you seen those gunners they got? I'm like, wow, he went there? So he's one of the masters at throwing it the other way, making you feel like he's really dangerous. Be careful. He's a dangerous runner, yeah, most definitely. But as a passer right now, he's struggling.
Belichick never smiles. Maybe, once or twice a year. And he smiled at the end of that soundbite, which tells me that he's up to something. And he knows he's notorious for pumping up the opponent, saying that he's better than he is, so that everyone takes it seriously, even the guys in the locker room. Especially at the same day that reports are coming out that Cam Newton's body is deteriorating. I don't think Belichick really buys it.
Yeah, by the way, this is funny that you bring this up. Now, this is Belichick. I covered Jerry Tarkanian. And when the Rebels were great, remember they played in the West Coast Conference against Santa Barbara, the Big West. They weren't playing in the SEC or the Big Ten. So they were a 40-point favorite every game before the tournament. And I covered Tark. He'd be like, Santa Barbara, I have never seen a trap zone like this. And we'd be like, Tark, you beat him by 68 2 weeks ago. This is actually Belichick talking about a punter. Listen to this.
A tremendous weapon. This guy's looks like as good a player as I've ever seen at that position. He's dangerous. Yeah, absolutely. It's like a quarterback. He can throw. He can run.
That's a punter.
Yeah.
That's how, in your conference, they talked about you at left tackle.
He's talking about the Rams punter, isn't he?
He's talking about the Rams punter. To your point, I think this is all cat and mouse coy. This is what Bill is.
I agree with Eric's point. I think he's got his defense amped up. They got the worst defense in the league right now, and he's telling everybody, "You want to get well?
Want to get well?"
Saints got a terrible defense. See what they did to Cam? And again, it's time to eat. I know you guys are hungry in the jungle.
Hungry.
We're gonna feed you some Cam Newton. He's public enemy number one.